and absolutely confidential discussion about their overall medical health and current sexual function. A complete physical exam is performed and blood work is often ordered. Once a full workup is completed, a customized treatment plan is designed for each individual patient. They offer all treatments for ED, including the newest shockwave therapy and the P shot. Contact the Broward Urology Center today to discuss all the different options they offer for ED at 954 463 6408. At Elder Law PA, they bring you the support, experience, and knowledge necessary to aid you in determining how to distribute or manage your estate after your death. This can also include your wishes regarding dependent children, individuals with special needs, and pets. Effective estate planning may help avoid costly conflicts between heirs. Elder Law PA handles such cases as Medicaid planning, wills, guardianship, probate and trust, estate planning, and special needs planning. In Florida, there are several strategies available to protect your savings and assets before you apply for Medicaid, as well as programs to offset the cost of home care, assisted living, and nursing homes. The Florida Supreme Court has declared that Florida Medicaid planning activities shall only be performed by an attorney licensed by the Florida Bar. At Elder Law PA, where they have the knowledge and compassion to protect your legacy. Contact Elder Law today for a peace of mind at 561-588-7512. That's 561-588-7512.
You are listening to the Ask the Experts show with host Steve-O. We will be right back with more experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Join us every Thursday from 6 p.m. Now, get ready for more Ask the Experts.
And we are back. This is the Ask the Expert show. We're on every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7 drive time. This is our 6th year with Ask the Experts. And I got to tell you, I think I'm going to shock my next guest. Is he on yet, Freddie? There he is. There's my buddy. Ryan Smolder, attorney Ryan Smolder. But I have to add something to that. The pipeline to Tallahassee.
There you go.
There he is. I was told that.
Go
Is that
Noles.
true?
Absolutely. That's my alma mater, Florida State University. I'm from South Florida, but I spent 5 very memorable years in Tallahassee.
But I heard also that that you, because of what the work you've done with Medicare too, Medicaid.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we contact, Tallahassee's our capital, and we contact, for many reasons we contact that part of the state. So I suppose I'm a pipeline of sorts.
Yes, okay. So, first of all, this is probably my easiest show to do because we know we have a little bit older audience, and this is what you do. That's why your practice is called elder law. You do elder law. You do estate planning. You do wills. You do probate work. But I got to tell you, with COVID and people are passing away that never in a million years thought that they would get the sick, possibly pass away, and they weren't prepared. And boy, there's so many things when you're not prepared. So I'm going to hope that tonight's show that you will call Ryan's office in the morning and just, there's a no-charge consultation that he will sit down with you. Because even if you've got a will, that should be looked at, at least once a year, Ryan?
A lot of different reasons to look at your will, Steve-O. A change of heart, change of family dynamics, change of physical or mental health for someone, either whether it's you or someone in your family. So, you know, putting a time around it almost cheapens it. You should
Yeah,
look at
that's
it
true.
really any time that anything in your life, person, place, or feeling kind of changes, and of course moving, and like you said, if a number of years go by, absolutely that's a good indicator.
Well, first, let's tell everybody about your firm because you have a lot to be proud of.
Thank you, Steve-O. So, Ryan Smoller, I am the owner of Elder Law PA. Elder Law PA is a full-service law firm. However, we focus our practice on advocating for the elderly. And that's anything from estate planning to asset protection and Medicaid planning, through guardianship advocacy, as well as probate and trust administration in the unfortunate event that someone has passed away.
How long have you been in practice for, Ryan?
So I've been practicing just about 10 years. It'll be 10 years in August, which is surprising even to me. But when most people see or listen to me, they also say, wow, you've been practicing that long.
I know.
In a room full of elder law attorneys, I am usually the youngest, but I don't mind it. Steve,
You
I
are.
had a client this month, or actually this week. She was 32, and she came in for estate planning with her husband, and just like you mentioned, I asked her, what brings you here? I do estate planning for all ages. You're one of the youngers. And she said she had a death of a friend, a very close friend, and she almost had an awakening moment of, you never know. And we're not jinxing anything, but we might as well at least hear free information. And now she's a client for life because we taught her some things and are able to help her and her family out.
Wow, that is wonderful. You know, I tell you what, Medicaid is so misunderstood if you're coming into that age group. I've told you before how embarrassed I was because I didn't sit down with anybody and said, you know what, you got to get ready for Medicaid and the benefits and what age group, and I knew nothing about it. And sometimes you get started late, and that really screws you up.
Yeah, and so I want to make sure everyone out there understands what Medicaid is and why it's important. So, Steve-O, you have health insurance, right?
Well, I have Medicare, Medicaid.
Right. You have Medicare. You have insurance that will cover you to go to the doctor,
Exactly.
to take a prescription, right? If you get rushed to the hospital, you have insurance.
Yes.
Okay, so what happens if none of that happens, but you just get to the point where you're unable to get out of bed and you're unable to use the bathroom to shower, meaning you don't have an illness, you're just too weak or mentally unable to do that thing. Who's going to help you, Steve-O?
Oh, that's right. No, I would have no one.
So what Medicaid is it's the insurance to cover the long-term needs. Short-term, meaning you're in a hospital, you're sick, you go see a doctor, you take a pill, or you need some rehab. That's Medicare, that's insurance. What happens for that long-term? You're not sick, you're not in a hospital, you made it through, you had a stroke and thankfully you made it out of it, but now you're sitting around as a single man without anyone to care for you or get you out of bed. That's what Medicaid helps. And so I'm hoping today we'll talk about the types of Medicaid and who's it for and so on.
Well, tell me the types of benefits that are available with Medicaid.
Okay, so Medicaid in the state of Florida, this is a state specific benefit, has three types of benefits. The first is at home. If you are well enough to still live home, you don't need 24-hour care, but you can use some nursing assistance, some skilled nursing. Medicaid at home allows for 3 to 5 hours a day of nurses to your home. The second type of Medicaid is if you're in a facility, but it's not a skilled facility, so an assisted living.
Okay.
I kind of refer to it like a dormitory for elderly. You're not in a hospital setting, but it's a condo type setting.
Right.
Medicaid will give you $1,300 towards your income to pay for that care. So those facilities run between $4,000 and $6,000. So if you can add an extra $1,300 to your income, great, right?
Doesn't even make a
third-
dent, though.
It doesn't make a dent, and that's always part of the issue when speaking with clients. Now, the third level of Medicaid in a nursing home, so you need almost round-the-clock care, is a full scholarship. Medicaid will pay the entire skilled nursing facility bill, even if it's a $11,000 a month bill, and you have income under $1,000, they will cover that entire bill.
But you have to be in a nursing home?
You have to be in a skilled nursing facility to receive that benefit. But the care at home and the assisted living care requires less of a need. But as you'd imagine, there's a lot of people in Florida who will or are in need of that.
Okay, there's got to be certain things you have to do to qualify, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's really three ways you qualify. One, no matter how many years of law school I can't help you with, it's your level of care, meaning how healthy you are. If you don't need skilled nursing care, Medicaid is not for you. But if you do need skilled nursing care, you have to qualify in two ways. One, your income has to be below a certain number, and two, your assets have to be below a certain number. And at Elder Law, regardless of how wealthy a client may be, we are able to work with them to find solutions to protect their assets and to protect their and preserve their income so that they can get these benefits without having to break the bank, without having to dig into their savings, without having to force their family and loved ones to pitch in for their skilled nursing care.
Well, let's first of all, let's give everybody your phone number. They can call your office tomorrow and schedule a consultation. Give everybody your phone number.
Thanks, Steve. At Elder Law, our number is 561-588-7512. And it reminded me, we do free consultations by phone, by video conference, or in person, maintaining social distancing. But we do free consultations, and I always like to point that out.
We're going to go to break, and when we come back, we have more with Ryan Smoller, Elder Law. We'll be right back.
At Elder Law PA, they bring you the support, experience, and knowledge necessary to aid you in determining how to distribute or manage your estate after your death. This can also include your wishes regarding dependent children, individuals with special needs, and pets. Effective estate planning may help avoid costly conflicts between heirs. Elder Law PA handles such cases as Medicaid planning, wills, guardianship, probate and trust, estate planning, and special needs planning. In Florida, there are several strategies available to protect your savings and assets before you apply for Medicaid, as well as programs to offset the cost of home care, assisted living, and nursing homes. The Florida Supreme Court has declared that Florida Medicaid planning activities shall only be performed by an attorney licensed by the Florida Bar. At Elder Law PA, where they have the knowledge and compassion to protect your legacy. Contact Elder Law today for a peace of mind at 561-588-7512. That's 561-588-7512.
And we are back. This is our Elder Law show tonight. And Actually, that's the name of the firm. We have the Ryan Smoller, who owns the firm. And I got to tell you, what I love about you, Ryan, don't take it the wrong way, is, an older person comes in to your office, and then you get older people, more mature, come in your office, and the last thing is I want an attorney talking over my head. And the way you explain things, it has to make somebody feel so much more comfortable and not have to leave your office going, what did he say? What did he mean by that? The way you have a way about you of explaining. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely, Steve. I appreciate the kind words. And you know what? There's complex litigation, and there's attorneys who handle matters for, let's say, large businesses and large corporations. And that's not who I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to your mother and father, your uncle. I'm talking to your brother about what he wants to do, leaving you a gift after he dies, or he's worried about what's going to happen because he doesn't have family. And so I've learned that I'm here to educate and give peace of mind. I am not here to wow an audience. I am not here to impress a CEO of a company or to intimidate an attorney on the other side of the courtroom. And so I think I bring value, and my firm brings value by treating people and explaining things and being patient. I like to say that as an elder law attorney, all I am is an estate planner with more patience. And I say that jokingly. We do have a lot of knowledge, but really it's how do you get that knowledge to the person driving right now, listening to the radio, and without complicating it or making their heads spin to the point where they don't want to learn more.
I tell you something else you bring to the table that you left off is, I don't know, it's you present yourself with a great trust factor. Again, we're dealing with, I'm thinking like if my mother was still alive or my father and they're in their 70s and they're sitting down with you, I could absolutely say they're going to walk away going, I really trust Ryan. And that is so important because seniors have been ripped off so much.
Thank you, Steve-O. I appreciate that. And yes, like I said, I met with a client who was in her 30s this week, and I answered questions and talked about things with her she's probably never talked about. And I believe that I was able to help her and give her and her family peace of mind. And I know that trust allows me to work with a client now until whenever there is a greater need. So that trust I bring, and the way I speak to you, and I appreciate you seeing that.
You don't sound like a salesman. You really don't. I got to tell you that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now with Medicaid, how long does it take to apply and then to get approved?
So good question. So, before we ever submit an application at Elder Law, we're going to ensure that your application will pass muster and be approved by Department of Children and Families. So the asset protection, I laugh when I say this, is as long as it takes for our clients to take our advice. Once that step is completed, it's the easy part, submitting the application. And at our firm, we're getting applications approved in about 30 to 60 days. Now, Steve, if you were to apply today in April, and it took the state 2 months to review your application, you would still receive benefits back to April once you were approved.
Okay.
So it's really the name of the game is getting the asset protection strategy handled quickly so that we can submit an application in a given month. And then if the state of Florida, and they certainly did take their time during COVID because there were some limitations with manpower, we were able to still get benefits back to the month we applied for our clients.
How long do benefits last?
So good question. And we mentioned earlier that benefits can stretch from care at home, amounting to nurses actually contracted by the state to go to your home, to care that lasts or covers an entire skilled nursing bill. So care can really last from any time a person is determined to be disabled or until from the age 65 all the way through death. And so what I mean by that, Steve-O, you could apply for Medicaid now for care at home. And in a couple of years, you say, well, it's lonely. I can't really live home by myself. I need to be somewhere, but I don't want to be in a skilled facility. So you move into a nice assisted living. I know you've had some other guests that have talked about assisted living.
Right.
And your benefit would follow you to that assisted living. And then, God forbid you have a major catastrophe, a stroke, or something happens mentally where you can't really care for yourself at all. You need near round the clock help and you move into a skilled nursing facility. Well, your benefit will continue and actually almost graduate because it becomes a larger amount of money when you move to that skilled facility. So really, it's from disability or need for skilled care all the way through death. And so for many of my clients, that's 20, 30 years. If they become ill in their 60s and live a longer life, they're going to need care for spanning decades.
I don't know if you can tell us this or not, but what providers or facilities take Medicaid?
Certainly, and I understand. So I won't make specifics, but that's a common kind of question. I would say probably over 95% of skilled nursing facilities in Florida take Medicaid. Now, a lot of people say, isn't there a difference between a skilled nursing facility that takes Medicaid and one that does not? And the simple answer is no. Most facilities are hybrids, Steve-O, meaning they have, let's say, 100 beds. 70 of them are for private pay residents, and 30 of them are Medicaid beds. So the person in the room next to you might be paying $11,000 a month to be there, and because you were able to plan ahead and you had family that was able to help you, you were able to save that money simply because you were proactive or made the decision to apply and receive Medicaid. So Medicaid is usually accepted at any skilled facility in Florida that I know of. And there isn't a difference between the facilities that take Medicaid and the ones that are private pay only, because they're usually a mix of, they take a little of both.
Does the state provide, I guess, a list of maybe nursing home facilities or assisted living that have had problems in the past?
So there's absolutely a public forum that allows you to see ratings of nursing homes. They have a yearly audit, and the Department of Health would absolutely show any complaints that were not fixed, whether it was cleanliness to amount of nurses, ratio to patients, all the way through things like meals and the overall, let's say, smell or hygiene of the building.
Right.
So that is all public information. But I always tell my clients, visit the facilities, and when you do have a loved one there, make sure you're visiting and you get to know the staff, because you're going to leave your care up to someone who you don't know, and they have a lot of patients, meaning they have a lot of people they need to serve. And you want to make sure that you are just like anyone else. You you want to make sure the squeaky wheel gets the help. You want to be sure that they know who you are and that you're going to be poking your head in there to see your brother or sister or mother or father. And so that usually allows the facilities to be, on their toes, and they all do give great care and they do a lot of good work. But I always say it's not just the rating. You also got to go in there and see it for yourself.
Ryan, we have less than a minute. Tell everybody, and it's okay, you can pat yourself in the back, why should I hire your firm?
Thank you, Steve-O. You know what? Whether you knew it or not, you really highlighted the two reasons. And the two reasons are trust and peace of mind. Meaning, one, when you work with me, I am here for your best interest. And two, I'm going to explain it to you in a way that you're going to walk out of the room knowing what you need to do, and I'm not having to sell you. You're going to sell yourself in that this is important, this is necessary, this is going to help me, this is going to help my family. So at Elder Law, we're about trust and peace of mind.
Give everybody your phone number. People, use this number. Call Ryan tomorrow and set up
Sure.
a free consultation. What's the phone number, Ryan?
Sure. I'm glad you mentioned it, Steve. Free consultations, 561-588-7512. And I appreciate the kind words, and thank you.
You're welcome. You're well deserved. Ryan will be back with us again next month on Ask Experts, and we will be back with you next week. Everybody have a great weekend. Take care, Ryan.
Thank you. You too, Steve. Have a good night.
Thanks for listening to the Ask the Expert Show, featuring interviews with local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Call our